to wait long to find out as we jump in.
Well, for CFO, that's their chance. And a best of one, they listen to the desk and the bird is binned for the first ban of our draft.
Carrier not going to get his hands on that. Jarvan also going to come through along with the Yunara. Curious as to how this... Oh, the Azir going to continue to be on the ban board. Okay, directed towards Hongq, definitely one of his more comfortable champions. But I'm very curious as to like what this priority is going to be, because so far in this meta, we've seen... well, naturally, we've seen a ton of Jarvan. We've been seeing a lot of Xin Zhao and Wukong. Even after the nerfs we've seen to champions like Wukong, it feels like that it's still super high priority in the jungle. Ryze has kind of become the mid lane champion alongside Orianna.
Yep.
Normally, it's Orianna that's been making her way onto the ban list. We'll see if T1 looks to target that champion right now against Hongq, or if instead they're going to leave it open in the hopes that they can maybe get a trade.
Well, with the Wukong off the board, you have to think it's like, okay, well, CFO maybe just want to get this Orianna first. And for Hongq, who has been such a good laner and such a standout for CFO, even something with a bit of presence against Faker when he is the baby himself would give him a head start. T1 see it, they get it off the board. So the mid lane bans, 2 in total, but that means the Ryze, we just talked about that, Hongq loves, is just a freebie here.
Let's see what that first pick is. Whether it will be the Ryze, whether it will be an AD carry. I mean, we've seen all manner of first picks, junglers included, but with both the Jarvan and the Wukong gone, it feels like the Ryze becomes the most obvious priority pick.
Yeah.
Unless there is an AD carry that perhaps CFO want to get their hands on. No. They're going to stick with convention. This does suggest that Tier 1 could lean towards something along the lines of the... Talia for Faker, the kind of very common answer. And it's kind of the unfortunate situation that we find ourselves in with these best of ones, where it feels like that the established meta has kind of been resolved for Worlds so far, at least in the Swiss stage. So we're seeing a lot of the same stuff that we've been seeing throughout the tournament. But this is a bit of a change-up.
I mean, this has just been this rising pick that's come out of left field. I think the most surprising pick for me is this Caitlyn, because so many teams are looking at this in early pick and bans, and we've seen so many strong laners. And when I think of Guma Carrier, I think of a strong 2v2, and historically, I think of how that Caitlyn as well shaped the journey back in 2022 as well.
Absolutely. I mean, they can even get themselves the Nico right now if they want to guarantee themselves that strong bot lane duo. But they could be arguing, now that we've already got the Caitlyn, there's nothing that you could pair the Nico with that we really need to be concerned about. So instead, we're going to lock in our Vi. You expect the Talia to be the third pick coming through for Faker, and then T1 can round out their draft with a support counter pick, potentially. Especially given that there are still a number of safe blind top options. So how will CFO respond? I've been suggesting to you that I think things like the Ashe and the Jinx could be good answers into it.
But if we're talking about safe blinds as well, just a quick side note, I mean, as the Kiana gets locked in, you talk about things like the Sion. Yesterday, the Sion was so good for Driver.
That's true.
Our MVP of CFO's best of one. And if there's any champion to just safely lock and say, okay, forget about bot, it would be that Sion. The alternative that you mentioned and the feeling that we might get might be something like the Nico themselves as a takeaway. Then T1 could just match it straight away. You raised some good suggestions, but
I think that was a good prediction there, Hysterics. An obvious one that I should have expected, because I mean the man is named after the champion.
He is.
Driver, he is a well-known Sion expert, and we've seen him. I mean, it's one of those things where you think, okay, we can afford to give it to him, but this man's been solo killing some of the best players from around the world all through the year.
Not even been in one game.
Like, the man has been on a tear. I mean, yesterday, that was 100 Thieves top laner. Doppler.
Oh my god, dude. Too excited about that.
They played against, he solo killed Fnatic, Poby, and Oscar. He did get 2 solo kills. He did get it onto a Cassante, and he got it onto a Talia.
I don't know how I got too confused. Sorry, everyone, but I'm just obviously hyped by the Sion plays. They've been more exciting than meets the eye. The Nico, of course, gets locked in alongside in that 2v2 as well for T1, so I think Guma and Carry on priority.
Now they're banning out the range support, so some of the safe answers that can go into it, T1 very much playing towards the bot side of the map. Now, CFO have options of either mitigating the mid lane pool, which seems to be the direction that they're going. But the problem is, of all the players in the world to try and limit the pool of, this is not the man who you could really limit. Of course, getting rid of Talia just makes a ton of sense. When paired alongside the Vi, the knockback, the combo that they can create, it makes a ton of sense. But we know that Faker is going to have options available to him, whether it be a safe control mage or something aggressive to pair alongside the Vi. I'm sure he'll be able to find something in his pool. As T1 continue to limit the bot lane options, what will Doggo and Kaiwing go for? I mean, Doggo has an extensive repertoire. If they want to play something very safe, they could consider something like the Ezreal. Very long range, can safely farm in lane. You're still going to get pressured in, but I feel like when playing up against the Nico, there's not much that you can do to stop that.
I feel like maybe this could end up being a lane swap game with the way that lane's set up as well. Having a Sion on your team, like this could just be the option to get CFO's bot lane through early. As you said, safe AD carry could be the question, but now we get to see a solo lane from T1. You've got both mid and top already picked up, so just a preference here compositionally as talk about Faker's depth of pull. But it is going to be Doran who goes into the tank matchup. And we've seen this into the Cassantes, into the Scions, into any tank in top, just simply with the true damage and the ability to trade early.
Now, we talked about it. Some of the options that I was discussing with you that could be good into the Caitlyn was the Ashe. Question is, what would you then consider pairing up alongside it? But I think the thing about Ashe is while she doesn't have the best mobility, the pick potential that she has and how she can synergize with both the Kiana and the Ryze, the fact that she has long range herself gives her a ton of options to be able to play relatively safe in the laning phase.
Hold.
Through 80.
Oh! Okay.
What?
So was that an option?
I was not expecting a Draven to come through. But this is the beauty of CFO. They're not afraid to throw down the gauntlet.
No, man.
Even against one of the greatest organizations of all time. The hover of the Alistar. That's a scary hover, man. Because, like, against Nico, this is an impossibly difficult bot lane to play. But if you land that combo onto the Caitlyn, are they really going to lock in Alistar?
Alistar with the Draven.
Alistar, that's crazy to me.
Okay.
I mean, they clearly want a little bit more engaged.
Yeah.
And then the Cassio to round things out for Faker. I mean, it's a very good pick into the Ryze, of course. It can also work nicely once the CC comes down from the Vi. You have the Miasma follow-up. Now your opponent can't flash away.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say, CFO's composition on paper, like, look at the skirmishing power that it has. Kiana, Ryze, Draven. Like, in the 2v2s and the 3v3s, this has so much agency, and if it gets just a little bit ahead, it can really run away with the game. But T1, they have a lot of range at their disposal. They have a lot of counter-engage too, thanks to the Nico ultimate. They've got a decent amount of dive, but I will say, the comp kind of goes a little bit all over the place because you've got this Vi that kind of wants to go into the backline. Naturally, the Caitlyn and the Nico want to be playing from range. They want to be leveraging that range to their advantage. Cassio wants to hit whatever target is in front of her. And while they do have a tank in the form of Doran, I don't think it creates the same level of space that a Sion does. Because Sion will stand there, he'll walk at your front line, he'll posture and just be a nuisance and kind of force you to say, hey, you have to hit me, otherwise I'm going to CC you. And I would argue that Rek'Sai doesn't quite have that same presence. He's got a little bit more backline presence because of his ability to tunnel underneath the front line and pairs up nicely alongside the Vi. But I feel like that, like, if the AD carries had swapped, I feel like they would make more sense in a way. Because Caitlyn wants that really comfortable front line. What I will say is that this bot side of the map is going to be volatile. We have to keep our eyes on it. Junglers will be setting their sights on bot lane. Top is an island that we don't care about.
Nah, forget the top lane. Let's focus on bot. Welcome to Summoner's Rift for CFO T1.
30 seconds.
Both ending the first day of their Swiss stage with a win. Fnatic for CFO and FlyQuest for T1. T1 fans are out and about just like they were yesterday. And, you know, for this Worlds, we're talking about earning legacies. We're talking about really building a name for yourself. T1 have done that back-to-back. They've done that through multiple years of League of Legends. They are synonymous with League. But CFO this year have really built up their legacy, dominating the LCP, showing that they're the best team by far without a country mile, maybe 2 country miles, thrown in between them and Team Secret Wales. And just showing how good their individual players are. And one of them is Junja, who in the finals pulled out this Kiana and destroyed TSW. He gets the Kiana pass from me. I think this guy is one of the best Kiana junglers that you'll see in Southeast Asia.
Honkyu is the player that many CFO fans are excited about, but Junja is really kind of the star of the team.
Yeah.
He is a fantastic player. He runs the region. His jungle impact, you can't afford to underestimate, but Oner is already looking to get in his face. A deep ward early. Junja's here to fight him.
There's going to be good damage here as well. Just wait for that Terror Shape to pop up. He's already got himself the Q, remember. Raptors starts off now. Junja's going to take some damage. Oner's buying time, and there's no intervention yet. Faker's ready to walk over almost level 2 on the wave, and his ability to duel this out could be Junja's unending, but for Oner, as he stands in the brush, still on a ward. Remember, these are his camps. Junja takes one away the first. That's the first bit of CS in the game for the junglers, and Oner backs off. Scared about the damage that could be done in the 2v2.
So the reason why this is so valuable is because, as you predicted, Hysterics, the swap has come through from CFO. They've actually sent the Draven up towards the top side of the map. But Draven, while he can be super dominant in the matchup, he's vulnerable. He doesn't have that same safety as an isolated AD carry as many other AD carries do. So by creating this split map, sure, it does increase the risk on the bot side of the map of T1 threatening a dive, but it also provides that safety that Doggo needs to build up a lead and be comfortable in the early laning phase.
Junja, I mean, if we want to speak about comfortable, Doggo's going to feel good if he lands a couple of these axes. Doran's going to go in, get the trade under turret, but again, with the stand aside, Doran, that's 3 autos. As he walks back up, he will heal some of it, but not all of it. So, comfortability in this lane. Again, as the hovering from Junja continues, he's cleared the whole of the top side of Oner's jungle. He will now try and re-invade his own and get in the way.
Junja's on his way. Junja is on his way. Level 2 Oner. Carrier has to come across. This is a smart move from the bot lane. Junja has arrived, though, but I don't think he's going to be quick enough.
No, he's not.
As Oner secures the smite, gets that level 3.
Coming's only level 2. Can't really do too much and won't commit the flash to follow up. Carrier goes back to lane. So Junja gets the Krugs, and remember for him, he's still got a little bit of resources in all 3 camps up in that top side with Scuttle too. So for now, Oner's just got to go reclaim and get back in this game.
So what's happened is it's made it difficult for Oner to have an early game impact, specifically on the bot side of the map. But Oner, he's a jungler that's difficult to keep down.
Yeah, that is true.
And you'll see that he's looking to get the double crabs. Kaiwing working with Junja, though, to guarantee that that doesn't happen. And this is just a great interaction between 2 high-level junglers right now. As it's Junja.
Hello, Doggo! He just solo killed Doran.
We need to get a replay as Doggo starts off the game with a solo
Let's
kill.
look at another lane. Hang on, baby Faker into the real one. Has to walk away. Faker's going to slither out. The mana's down, but hot damn, what the hell just happened, Top?
My goodness, let's look back at this. So he's about 50% HP right now. Doggo smartly, as Doran comes in to last hit these minions, lands those auto attacks while dodging away from the tower shots. Another auto attack comes through. I mean, at this point, you'd think Doran is just going to go back to base. Oh, the tunnel gets interrupted.
Stand aside.
Beautifully played by Doggo.
I don't know what he cashed in the end outside of 300, but he got money.
I mean, I can tell you right now, he is sitting on, I've forgotten the button.
Well, he's got a BF sword, so he's sitting on that.
Oh, it's this button.
And
he went back with, I think
197.
Yeah, 197.
So almost 500 gold for first blood. That's the real first blood I know.
Thanks so much, observers. Yeah, so that is a nice place for the Draven to be in early game.
Yeah.
Going back to lane with a BF sword against the Caitlyn, I think you'll be pretty happy with that.
I think you will too. As we now get standard lanes, as you were saying, Wade pushing the driver.
The thing that I wanted to try and break down earlier was just how, first of all, Junja's early pathing made it difficult for Oner to really punish this bot side. Because Caitlyn, Nico, very scary early game, right? You can chip a lot of the HP in the lane swaps, you can really threaten a dive, and even against the Sion and Alistar, you can do some serious damage.
Yeah.
But because Oner had to adjust his pathing so often in the early game, that threat really didn't happen. Meanwhile, Doggo on the top side of the map was able to find a solo kill, so now he comes back into lane, ahead in gold, and this means that this Caitlyn is not going to have the same type of pressure that you normally expect. So CFO set their early game up beautifully against T1, and now they just need to transition this early game into a solid mid-game and make sure that this Caitlyn doesn't run too rampant as we head into that mid-game point.
I mean, it is Gumayushi, and I see him on Caitlyn, and think about him in the Death Days as well. They're a strong AD carry. Doggo now level 6 as well, so the Whirling Death up and available. The threat on the Guma, as he's only 5, will help Junja secure this first strike of the game. And CFO, as we said, they're also off to a whirling start. Beautiful play. Oner's going to face check here, but he knows Junja at half HP. Going into a shroud, okay. Gets over the wall. Oner thought maybe he's going to come out, but he managed to scoop over the wall. get his Edge of Ishtal just in time.
Some nice trades come through from the tier 1 bot lane. His owner hovering around mid lane, not going to see too much happening. There's not many camps to have to clear right now as Cromp is respawning soon. So we expect him to path back towards that bot side of the map as resets kind of across the board are happening. Both top laners find themselves behind farm kind of as we expected from the swap, but I think Driver's feeling a little bit happier about it considering he didn't get solo kills. The biggest advantage that Team 1 has gained in the early game was the 2 plates they were able to secure on the bot side, but that advantage was nullified by the fact that Doggo did get a solo kill. And you can see that discrepancy between the AD carries and the supports. Carrier with that early advantage just because of the plating, and Doggo with that advantage because of the kills that he's got. But now both supports are unlocked on the map. Because Kaiwing was roaming so much early with Junja to help him secure those early camps, it does mean that Carrier will reach that level 6 point ahead of him. And these grubs timings are important. 30 seconds away. Carrier is hovering around the mid lane, wanting to get that extra bit of experience. Because once he gets that ultimate, it's going to be a very difficult fight if CFO try to contest.
But before we get to the grubs, now we get to the invade again. The timing beautiful from Junja. It's level 6 versus 5. Owner's in trouble. He doesn't have a leg to stand on, but the ulti hits at the edge of the mark. But Owner has already flashed and now lost his red. Carrier came to support once again, but he's an edge too far, a moment too late. As CFO on the grub spawn now, Owner's racing for 6.
No ulti for the grubs. Could put CFO in a dangerous position, but right now they know they have the advantage. You'll notice on the minimap, Driver has already rotated up towards the mid lane, so they can guarantee those numbers. He doesn't have his TP available, so he's just going to lose that farm on the bot side of the map, but they've got the 1 grub. Can they secure the second as Faker now makes his presence known?
Junja keeps pulling up this ice element as well, so we'll have a stun if he does it again. Owner's on the way in. 600 now waiting. And it's a double grub situation. Okay, maybe for the third. Is Junja being greedy? No. They get all 3 in the end. It's Owner, excuse me. He came in to get the steal, but he'll die for it with Doggo getting a cash in. It's a nice petrifying gauge from Faker, but an exit now needed as Hongq cuts it off. Forces to flash from the goat. He's caught out. Decimating smash. And CFO come alive against T1.
CFO waste no time. 3 kills on the board, a 1k gold lead. Doran is getting some plates in the bot lane, but the momentum is going the way of CFO.
And on Junja, we believe, because again, like we saw in the LCP finals, this guy on Kiana's not too bad. As Hongq's found out in rotation, he'll get phase rush, he'll get out of there, but Doran finds his prey, jumps in, but maybe too deep from him. Hongq flashes over. It's matched by Doran, but Junja looking for the trade kill. Will find his mark over the wall as well, and Doran just trying to run on out. A tunnel used, but Junja again can tear a shape, but there's another tunnel. There's always another tunnel.
Doran getting T1 on the board at the very least. Finding a solo kill onto Hongq. Taking some of that, the wind out of the sails of CFO as they were running away with the early game. My goodness, that tower is now very fragile on the bot side of the map. But let's look back at this play. Owner, he just oversteps. He walks up to a place that he just doesn't have really any control over. And the fact that Driver's sacrificing a lot on the bot side just to have that extra body meant that CFO could force this fight. They know that they've already secured that first kill. They know they have the numbers advantage. Doggo collapsing from the top side of the map as well, forcing the flash out from Carrier, means that they pick up 3 kills off the back, or 2 kills off the back of that. But then Doran spotting out Hongq, knows he has the level advantage in the extended trade. He knows he's going to win out, commits the ultimate, and even with the arrival of Junja, it's not enough. If he'd had the ice to root Doran in place, maybe there was an opportunity for outplay. Yeah. But he procs 1 tunnel, and that's the thing, the red Q from Junja didn't quite have enough damage to secure that pickup onto Doran. So we check the state of the game. The gold difference, not that significant. You can see a lot of the gold advantage sitting on Doran and Faker, who's been building a healthy CS lead in the mid lane. Meanwhile, AD carry and jungle for CFO, my goodness, they are strong.
They are indeed, aren't they? Doran's just going to do what tanks do best. Skywing takes a big trade, it's heavy. Yushi holding on to the ace in the hole for now, but there's a Vault Breaker mid. Hongq face checked and he'll be punished for it. Miasma on the ground, nowhere to run. And Owner is back in the game.
An easy gank setup by T1. Face check there from Hongq, easily punished. This is the scary thing about T1, they will punish those mistakes now. With a man down, it's a difficult contest for this Dragon. Faker looking to protect his ward. Won't be able to do it, but he will zone Junja away. CFO, they're saying they can still contest this. Doran has come down from top side.
Junja's also got Ice as well. Supreme display of talent will find one, but no steal on the Dragon. That's up for Gumayusi. And as they take it, they run away. His driver has decided to launch into Doran, but he's just an instant blocker. And T1 walk away with the win on objective.
The Rise ulti.
We are going in. Driver's going to stand there. Decimating smash. Baker's down. Junja also going to help out as Doggo ran into melee and started hitting the Void Queen. Double over to Junja, and what a realm warp that was.
They were not expecting that. CFO, they TP'd Hongq into the fight, and I thought, this is too late. You're wasting your time. But I got caught off guard. T1 got caught off guard as they throw the Rise ultimate into mid lane. Driver was just the bait. 2 more kills secured now for Junja.
Using it on the one item spike there, Betty. It's a Bloodthirst. It's a Profane Hydra. That damage, that burst is immense. And T1 felt the full thing of it.
So you'll see the TP come through, and I'm thinking to myself, the Dragon's already done. What's the point of TPing in? Maybe he can catch this bot wave. They rotate their AD carry into mid, but they notice Faker and Doran overstep trying to punish Driver, which means an easy collapse can come through. Cassio gets one shot, lands a good ulti onto Driver, thinking maybe he could trade one back. But my goodness, Junja, you talked about his performance in the finals. It feels like that we're seeing another fantastic performance from him. A 1.1k gold lead and a 1k gold lead for Doggo as well.
This guy on these days of EDG, Vetty. I didn't get to cast him enough because, of course, he was behind some legends at the time of the World Championship squad, but there was a reason this #1 Chinese solo queue player was so sought after, even being on a bench for a bit. Faker might be in trouble here, though. Junja's coming up again. He's really earning it this time around. The 3-0 Kiana knows that Faker's into a corner. Pop Blossom helping out. Carrion flashed in. Maybe there's a turnabout play. Junja has to hold the in. Jumps to Faker, but he gets shut down. Carrier saved the day. It's a double TP, but there's more numbers here for T1 as Driver has walked into the ongoing trap. Hongq now walks into range of Owner, and CFO had control, but they're relinquishing it. A triple kill for the slippery snake of Faker. And T1 punished so damn well as Gumayusi gets flashed on. Doggo's still got the spunk. 3-0 on the Draven. He needs to step up.
Okay, the gloves are off. T1 are fighting back, and CFO's aggression gets punished. An ultimate from the mid lane to allow for Doggo to continue his push. I don't know how much longer he can stay on the map, but Faker getting a triple kill brings him right back into the game. A 1.8k gold lead, and Doggo answers with a solo kill of his own. It's like exactly how things played out at MSI. A brawl between the two teams.
It was good.
This is just a heavy overcommitment from CFO. They think that it's an easy gank, but the ultimate from Junja, trying to keep Carrier away made it so much easier for Faker to turn that around. And then when the TP came through, I think CFO should have just focused on trying to cross-map, because this time around, T1 had the numbers advantage. And I think that's the biggest thing that CFO have been getting away with. Numbers advantage in their favor to punish T1. This time, though, T1 reacted accordingly. But Guma did not expect this. A flash underneath the tower. He doesn't bother trying to flash away. But now they know, no flash Draven.
Boy.
And Ono will be setting his sights on that AD carry.
First turret, meanwhile, picked up in the bot lane. No feats just yet. It's all about this objective as Herald now spawns. But Vetty, I see an experimental Hexblade here for Doggo as his second item. He's a full item ahead of Guma right now. That Draven has got money. It is definitely his treat at the next meal as it is coming up now. Everyone sit down. It's Herald. And also, let's remember that Junja's close to his second item too.
Surprise me. I guess getting an extra bit of health, you can easily proc the attack speed. I mean, like, sure, it's all the stats that you want.
Normally it's just an IE or something second, or like a hardcore AD item.
But I guess he's sitting here saying, you know what, I hit hard enough.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'll get a bit more HP.
Good job. Caught out. Pop Blossom finds him after the scuttle. He'll regret this. Gets the stun up though. Goes Invis for the time being. Edge of his shell's perfect timing is that's simply a clone. He'll jump over the wall. Audacity out. Buy some space as Doran is on the hunt, but with that health bar advantage, T1 start the Herald.
Yeah, I mean, no ulti now available for Junja, but they did trade it for Carrier's ult. CFO still want to fight this though. Doggo on the right-hand side. Keep your eyes on him.
Driver wants something to drive into. Decimating smash just out of range. Doran flashes, misses, whiffs. Meanwhile, Ona went in by himself. T1 is separated. Driver cuts off the cross, and Kywin picks up the kill. T1, they're sparked up a little bit with an ulti that came afar from Doggo as Doran jumps in deep. T1 are fighting one by one, and I see a double on a damn cow. Realm Warp in behind enemy lines, and T1 are finding themselves hanging with a leg to stand on. Petrifying Gaze misses all, and CFO are bringing it to the world champs.
The young guns from the LCP play with nameplates off as they go full aggression into T1. Disconnection being shown by T1 as their focus was just off. Doran doesn't connect onto Doggo. Ona engages onto the backline of CFO. And we look back here. Driver very close again. But look at Ona committing as the rest of T1 have their sights set onto Doggo. Driver then runs down the middle, and while he does have to flash out, his job is done. He's created chaos in the midst of the fight as Doran finds himself isolated, and the rest of T1 can do little to escort him to safety.
How did Kywin get both kills? I don't know, but there's a double for him, and then the Realm Warp once again from Honkyu is outstanding.
Faker ends up falling. Honkyu's able to secure it. And it's just every international event, CFO continue to show up. This is, of course, only a best of one, but what an important best of one it is to get a win here.
Hang on. Noxious Blast, gonna hit Driver, flash for the miasma. Now that Ona's here as well, Driver in trouble. Great sidestep, decimating smash in front of the turret, avoided by Ona. He will survive. Meanwhile, Dragon does go down, but it's a good punish from T1.
I mean, absolutely, the ulti gonna whiff. Ona, though, very low. The Dragon secured, and now the threat on the bot lane tower.
They have the damage, Betty. Maybe enough to threaten Doran to get out of there. Redemption's going to come on down, but wait for Supreme Flame Talon misses, and Doran solo kills! CFO's jungler got ambitious, and now the damage definitely ain't there as Exhaust also used. Herald's still there, Pop Blossom with the flash. Doggo caught out, instant cleanse away. He's running for his life. He'll catch the axe, he'll get movement speed, but he needs a bit more. A double. That makes it trouble for T1 to follow up on the players. They have to back away. CFO coming to help out.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so T1, they're not wasting any time. They're looking for any punish possible. The fact that Doran gets the outplay onto Junja, the fact that they're able to put pressure onto that top tower, and the fact that they threatened Doggo in the mid lane, but it's not ultimately enough. They keep the top tower protected from the side of CFO. On the bot side of the map, they don't quite secure that tower, but they do open up the mid one. And the fact that Carrier committed both the flash and heal to trying to pick off Doggo, but it only cost him his cleanse, mean that he's not going to have that. Not having that flash available for the next fight is going to be a big one. Arakan, 1 minute away. And you have to expect that CFO, they're not going to waste any time. As T1, what's amazing is it feels like it's a very CFO-driven game, but the gold, it barely reflects that.
It's crazy the gold even after all this skirmishing. 16 kills in 19 minutes though. That's my kind of League of Legends. About 500 now as they're starting to pick up waves, but I will also mention in the skirmishing, in the chaos, feats of warfare were picked up. Armor advanced, the first boots that actually advanced for CFO with Doggo getting them now. So double Dragon, it's Chemtech Soul this game. 3 minutes till that, but Arakan's up in 25 and eyes focused on the top side of the map. That's where it's spawning. That's where Kywing's laying down the groundwork for vision so that CFO can watch T1 with bated breath.
This is becoming, I mean, after MSI and now watching the matchup again, it's becoming an awesome international rivalry. I mean, T1, they have many rivals around the world.
True.
But to really go toe-to-toe with those, Junja ultis in.
Into the river, gets the stun. Ona is cashed in. More big bucks for Doggo.
I mean, I think I counted 307 there for Doggo.
I did too.
The man is sitting with a 3K gold lead over Guma, and I will say, when I saw this Draven in the draft, I was not optimistic, but CFO have played fantastically around Doggo to really put him in the best position. Arakan now being started.
No supreme display of talent means there is an ult advantage if Ona can get there, if Faker can delay. A petrifying gaze from over the wall with the Cassiopeia without flash. You mentioned that TP, that's going to bring numbers in. 4 members of T1 on look now. Kywin gets over the wall, flash from Honkyu, gets the double root, and there's Kywin for the follow-up engage. The cow unleashed, Pop Blossom does nothing. Driver misses, but Faker is there when he lands. Down goes the snake, or just about. They finish the kill. It's Doggo who gets more money in the bag. Doran now isolated, has to go back in, but the supreme display of unholy talent. Junja on Kiana is just exceptional.
CFO are punishing T1 time and time again. The way in which they navigate the fight is fantastic. and I just can't get over the level of confidence that we're seeing from CFO.
Against
they
T1.
do not fear anything, flashing in their face, looking for the outplay. They secure the Arakan, they get a tower, and they are in, forgive my pun, the driver's seat here in this best of one.
Done it many times. TP, though, it's not over yet. T1 have more gas in the tank, and they're going to use it on Hongq, who burned his flash in that last play, but Faker, as he takes a long way around, will eventually find him. I was going to wonder as the root comes through. There's the phase rush. Noxious Blast still connects with the Twin Fang in the follow-up. Ace in the hole. Redemption coming in, and here he is again! Here he is again!
Junja comes to the rescue of his mid laner. Level 14 on the Kiana, 5-2-6 the scoreline. The ultimate named a supreme display of talent, and I mean, I think you summarized it beautifully in the last fight, Hysterics. What a display it has been. The Dragon 30 seconds away. Let's look back at the fight. Junja getting very low, tanking the Arakan, but then the flash in onto Faker, the follow-up flash from Kaiwing. Doggo hesitates as he sees Doran turning his attention onto him, but the rest of the team is doing so much work on the backline. I got worried as Faker was still alive in the midst of all of that, because the rest of CFO assumes that someone will get the cleanup, but they do in fact get the cleanup. The ultimate connecting onto both. I didn't see the carrier connect
and
as
well. And it got the kill.
It secures an additional kill. And I mean, what else can Faker do? He puts his hands up as CFO find themselves with just short of a 5K gold lead here in this best of one.
Now, there's been well rewards here for the jungle, but let's not forget, it is really Doggo who helped start this game too. Outside of the invade, outside of the successful pressure, from Junja, Doggo, now almost at his third item, is 3.8K over Guma. He has cashed in 5 times, has not died, so it keeps accumulating, of course, every kill to cash in.
And it felt like Caitlyn was the AD carry of the tournament.
It did.
It felt like the teams would have to find new answers to it. And we were discussing those answers today prior to the cast.
I don't remember this being one of them.
Draven wasn't on the list. He wasn't even in the conversation. But my goodness, to just lock in the Draven and say, no, we can make this work. And again, I really want to emphasize their early game plan was incredible.
It was.
Splitting the map, which against the Caitlyn you wouldn't expect to do, but to provide that safety is...
He's in trouble, Owner flashes and it connects. Pop Blossom up, supreme display of nothing there.
Perhaps the confidence a little too much now.
And it's given gold over to the Caitlyn we were just talking about.
Gumayushi, he's going to knock 1,000 gold off the difference.
That's something.
That definitely is something. You've got to be careful, CFO. T1, they are multi-time world champions for a reason. They're not going to give this game up without a fight. You're in a fantastic position to close this one out. This is your game to lose, but T1 will be fishing for every opportunity to take the game away from you. With the Baron spawning in 40 seconds, that will be the objective that they will look for. Your setup, your positioning is going to be crucial.
Yeah.
Because a single misstep could be all that it takes. Right now, both teams take an opportunity to reset. We're getting close to completing a couple of big items ahead of what we expect to be the Baron setup.
Mortal Reminder being one of them, by the way. With a bit of healing cut over to Faker, naturally. Also for the Rek'Sai, for what it's worth, is I mean, third item here, while Guma's still sitting on 2, but he's definitely got some components here as he's backing away towards that bottom side of the map. Might be a BF Sword. No, it's going to be a Last Whisper. Throwing drops some wards. Meanwhile, while the Baron spawns, T1 and Baron in the same sentence has always given people goosebumps. CFO have to make sure they do not give one more to the arm.
Force of Nature being picked up by Driver, I think makes a lot of sense considering how Faker is playing this Casio. Oh, Doggo's just going to start this one off. All right, they're putting the pressure onto T1 once again.
Maybe they're trying to bait it, Fetty. I don't know about their CFO are looking to pull off. 1100 back in. Hongq proves to be wrong. And now below 10K.
I really don't think they should gamble the Smite fight. I think that's the worst choice for them considering the lead that they have. They've got the push in mid-wave. They're going to force Doran to go and answer that.
Whirling Death onto Guma, good damage.
And now they can go back. There's that. So you can see it in the back of the pit. Driver spots it out as well. He's going to clear out that control ward. Will proc the aggro of the Baron. And now they're going to draw T1's attention once more. Keep the pressure up. TP comes back in from Kaiwing.
Okay, Carrier's going to find an angle in the meantime. That's his clone. That gives vision. Redemption going to come down. Nice, healthy CFO below 10K once again. Faker himself has flash to get over the wall if they flip this. T1 I've seen situations like this before.
Doggo's
Makes me
isolated.
nervous. As you said, Doggo is isolated, but the stand beside onto Doran. He can't get in range. Has to tunnel out. Honku flashes. Gets the rune prison. And as he gets poked out, he will not die. Crucial for T1 as Honku has now committed the flash.
Clancy there. Honku thought that he'd found a pick, but the mobility from the Rek'Sai means that he was able to get away. Has the TP available as well.
Oi! Junja over the wall, but no! Onto Kerry as a spell shield holds on for the time being. Pop Blossom finds him. Kuma gets the trap down, but it's out of range. TP burnt by T1.
A whiff there from Junja. The ulti doesn't throw Carrier into the wall, which means that the distance is enough to allow him to escape. It's a trade of ultis, but that was a big ulti.
Gets Tangle Bubs, ran up and Drive interrupted! Drive interrupted Owner! There's no Scream to play the talent as Faker sets up the ulti. It's a shutdown on the Honky, but it is a trade. T1 lose one to gain one as Driver, even though he picked up that kill, he might have saved the play. Tangle Bubs, two-man once again. Doran jumps in, Doggo goes far, up midway, flushes away. There's the ulti from Doran, but he's got no one to support him again. Doggo running, goodbye! As Doran only just managed to get out, Driver somehow dies before T1's top laner. As Kerry and Guma hold the fort around mid, Faker's low. Kyon was seeing him backing, but as Driver dies, the messiness subsides.
CFO, oh my goodness. We talked about those tiny mistakes getting punished by T1, and they dance at the very edge of death, but it is T1 that stave off the Baron and close the gold gap once more. They get the flash out from Doggo, which is such an important summoner spell, and they have the numbers advantage. They're coming back out onto the map. Driver has his TP available. The Soul is spawning in 20 seconds time. The face check, you've got to be careful. The ward will be dropped.
Kywing, crucial here. He doesn't have to burn the ulti. He's got flash available as well. Any chunk leads to this Baron. Any chunk delays the Soul. 5 seconds, speaking of CFO, on that point. But T1 have River first.
Doggo on the top side. Are they considering a Baron duo? Doggo's saying that maybe we can sneak away this Baron.
Owner knows, though, they're going up straight away. The rest of T1 following.
But I think CFO's happy with this. They wanted to bait T1 out of the river. They've done just that. The bot wave and top wave continue to push in CFO's favor, which means that they're not too concerned about any pressure on the side lanes. Waves continue to be fought for in the mid wave, but T1 have that slight range advantage. HP not going to be too significant though. Dragon going to be started off. CFO want to threaten the Baron once again. Draw T1's attention. It's a tense affair. But this Dragon looks completely uncontested.
Doran.
Junja though, Junja.
Hang on, Junja goes over the wall, wants to contest with Owner in a 2v1. There's a supreme display, and he has the audacity to take it away. Soul for CFO. Stand beside us, find a target. The rest of CFO are in the river for the time being. Honku has to be careful without his flash. Owner doesn't hit the target. He's on Doggo though, but look, he's separated. He has to leave. Now Doran sent into the sky by the one and only Driver. Faker stands and starts poisoning, sending out the fangs, but T1 have lost top lane. They've lost Soul, and now the Baron's on the cards.
Oh my goodness, CFO get away with so much. They steal away the Dragon, they win out on the fight, they have the numbers advantage. Owner still lives though, and as long as he has his smite, there's always going to be a possibility. They don't have information as to where Owner is. They've spotted him out.
There he is, Mega Blast Cone gives him some space, but Junja has a stun. All he needs is to get into range. He will fail, but for now, CFO hold off on that Baron thought. They're looking for Owner. Junja's the one chasing him.
Look at Faker, though. It's so difficult to start this objective off. He's in the river.
But Kywing takes the flank a little bit early. He's going to lose Celestial Blessing. Tangle Barb's there as well. Guma stats up and tries to hit him hard. He's got the ulti available. Guma tries to walk in. CFO, a backing off is still so sketchy.
Junja,
The game's not over until Junja runs in the river and says, bet! He runs back, sets that up, but it's a double! Doggo is just nuts as well. The CFO have now got 2 in the dirt.
They're just going to start this Baron off. It's still a super risky thing to do. Doran is max HP. Faker is coming back from the river. Guma with his range. Keep your eyes on Kywing, looking for the flank.
Driver is low as well, but he's got a shield. Doran once again on in. Guma with the range to steal his potential, but no. Smite is better. A Realm Orb into Guma's face, but he's spaced him, he's ranged him, and Faker stares him in the face. However, the pop back is massive. CFO are doing it, and even with the ulti avoided by Doran, he's down 2, and in the LCP, we believe.
CFO go and do everything. The Baron is secured, the ace is secured. They are just going toe-to-toe with T1, and they are getting the better of them. What an incredible year this has been. And this team, it feels like that they can only go up. with the Baron now secured. The Nexus is in their eyes as they look to try and break the base.
Look at Doggo, he just got Torrent, now he's taking a 1v2. You know where this game's at. Ow! This dog, man! It's 6-0, Vetty. What a game!
His bite is so much worse than his bark. As tower falls, a man is down on the side of T1. The defenses are falling apart. Faker now makes his way back onto the Rift, but I think the damage has already been done. Is he enough to defend the Nexus? Another inhibitor falls. The Baron doing some serious work.
Just imagine if we started getting the best of 5 of this again. It's only one game, but it feels so good. Junja's going to be caught out, though, as he runs for his life. Gets away with the help of a heal. And CFO supporting staff are coming in. Carrier, though, a clutch defense. Petrifying gaze, though, won't be enough. As Driver's always where you need him as well. Against T1, CFO get a bit of revenge. And the first team going 2-0, Betty. At least in my eyes, CFO smacking down the LCK's 4th seed as Baker runs back to the base, but this game's done. I see one delicious looking Oyster at Worlds 25.
What an incredible game. The tension was so high as T1 really fought valiantly around these neutral objectives.